Kickboxers, it's 6 p.m. My name's Alexa, if you've never been here before, and if you have, then welcome back. Let's start like we always do in our nice wide stance. We're now stancing and not standing. It does feel different, feels like work. Our toes, knees, and hips are pointed forward, and let's start rolling our shoulders back. Also thinking about a nice soft knee in our legs, as opposed to your other knees. And here's where we want to start that rhythmic breathing. Into the nose, down into the diaphragm, out through the mouth. Couple more here, and we'll pause here in mountain pose, palms facing out. They're right next to your legs here. Nice open chest, nice space between our shoulders and our ears. And we feel our shoulder blades tucking down into our back pockets. And let's go into some huggers or chest openers with a nice engaged elbow. We don't have floppy arms. Well, you can, but I find that you're gonna get a better stretch if you keep your arms engaged. And you should feel your shoulder blades squeezing together at the back there. And those muscles that you feel squeezing, those are kind of, at least as far as the arms go, where our punches are coming from. So we want to feel those muscles engaged when we're punching so that our shoulder isn't coming forward. So really feeling that squeeze back there. Let's turn this into some helicopters. Keeping that heel nice and low to the ground. Keeping our legs nice and wide. A lot of times I'll see people getting really narrow for this, and then they're having a hard time doing the motion. Nice and wide. It's always going to be easier from a wide stance. Flexing that heel down into the ground. And let's return to square. Let's do some arm circles back. Keeping those shoulders down. Try not to let them creep up here. Still breathing into the nose, out through the mouth. Always practicing that rhythmic breathing. And we'll do a couple forward as well. So this is going to be my last class for a little bit. I know I just had a schedule change. Let's do some knees. But I just got word from the board. We have a board that makes decisions for our dojo, which is a co-op. And we've decided we've got our online programming sort of figured out now. And so we're going to be switching entirely to, our focus entirely to that online programming. So I'll still be making content, I'll still be doing classes. I'll also be running a fundamentals workshop. So if you're brand new to kickboxing, that's gonna be a really good option for you. But we'll be offering paid memberships now. So you'll get a lot more access to a lot more content. We also have we'll also have our Shaolin content within those programs. Let's do some seat kicks, tucking those hips. So yeah, so this is going to be my last free class for right now, but I'll still be here. I'll be making content. Curtis will still be here making content as well. So you'll still be able to get access to kickboxing classes if you're interested in that. So make sure you give us a like and make sure you're following our Facebook page so that you can be updated on all of that. Also check out our website, which is also linked on the Valare's Facebook page. Let's do some chambering. Nice soft knee in the standing leg here. So hopefully, I think I covered everything there. 3 to 5 opening, 3 to 5 closing. And this is a really great option as well. Let's do some kicks for stretch. 5 to the front, to the side, and to the back. This is a really great option if you've always wanted to try martial arts, but you've always been kind of nervous about the group class setting. We'll be doing some sort of Zoom style classes. So if you're kind of like, oh, I don't really want to go there, be be around people, which obviously we can't right now, this is a great opportunity to do it from your house. Maybe with a partner or a roommate. So yeah, exciting stuff happening for us as we all make sense of our new normal. So in honor of this being my last freebie class today, we're gonna try to run through every strike we do in kickboxing in some way or another. If you're done, take a minute or so, grab a drink, stretch out anything else tight or sore to you. All right, get my timer here, and we're gonna get right into it. So let's start, we'll start here. We're gonna start with some arms. Let's do knuckle push-ups if you can. If you can't, regulars are fine. But for those knuckle push-ups, we're gonna bring them a little bit further back on our body. They're gonna be a little bit closer to our ribs than just right under our shoulders. And that's because we want just our front two knuckles pushing into the ground. So we're really thinking about our punches today. Starting now. Not just our punches, but really focusing on those muscles and our point of contact. Couple more. One more. And we're going down for some back. Swimmers. Facing the ground. If you need a rest, you can rest your feet on the ground. Make sure your core is engaged, your abs, not just your back. 2, 1, and let's switch to pullbacks. Make sure you're facing the ground, not looking up. We don't want to overextend our back. All right, those arms and back warmed up. And we're gonna do a little bit of a shortened version of wine glasses. We're gonna do 12 each thing on each side. So I like to be on my knuckles again, but you can be on your palms if that's okay on your wrists. Make sure your knees are right under your hips. We're gonna go up and 12 pulses of wine glasses. 10, 11, 12, that's 12 for me. I'm gonna do some donkey kicks now. We're gonna do some donkey kicks. 12 of these. Now we're gonna switch, and instead of just pulsing, I'm gonna show you guys from this. We're gonna have our legs straight out. We're going to come out to the side, touch our toe down, our foot is flexed, and across the other side, touch the toe. 12 of these. One on each side is 1. Squeeze at the top of that arc. I like to call these rainbows. I don't know what they're actually called. Make sure your lower back does not collapse. Make sure your abs are engaged. I'm on 10, 11, and 12. And let's finish it off with just some nice, what are these called? Fire hydrants. 12 of these. Trying to get that leg parallel to the ground. Try not to lean too much onto your other side. And when you're done with those 12, we'll sit on it just for a second, and then we'll switch sides. And I'll show you guys from the side again. Back on our front two knuckles. My knees are right under my hips. And wine glasses, 12. All right, when you're ready, 12 mule kicks, donkey kicks, whatever you want to call them. They're a lot like our back kicks. You can also think of it that way. Squeezing at the top. Now our rainbows when you're ready. Remember, one touch on one side, or on two sides is one. Try not to let your hips tilt. And squeeze at the top of that arc. Pulling those toes back like we would in a back kick. You should be feeling this in your glute now, just your glute, not so much your hamstring. And that's why we're doing these, so we can feel our glutes the whole time. Don't look at your belly button. Make sure you're looking in front of your hands. 11. That may have been more than 12 on my part, but you get the idea. Let's sit on that for just a quick second. Let's jump up and do some kickboxing. Yeah, we'll start with this. So we're going to start in our nice, strong fighting position. Notice that my feet are roughly in the diagonal corners of a square. So nice and wide this way as much as we are this way. We want to be really sturdy side to side as well. My guard matches my legs. Front guard protecting my face, back guard protecting my heart. Let's lunge in. Let's do a jab, cross, and let's do a hook. And then let's just lunge back and switch 3 times, just for right now. We'll add on. Lunge, jab, cross, hook, lunge back, switch 3 times. Notice with this lunge that I'm not like leaping into it, I'm not lifting into the air, but I'm trying to keep my head nice and level. Lunge, jab, cross, hook, and I'll set the timer. Keep it up. From the side. One more each side. Make sure you have nice soft knees all the way through. All right, let's add on here. So we're only going to add on a jab, but our jab and our hook are going to be off the same hand. So it's going to be lunge, jab, cross, jab, hook off the front, and then we'll keep the lunge back, switch 3 times. So now it's lunge, jab, cross, jab, hook off that same hand, lunge, and repeat. Lunge, jab, cross, jab, hook, and lunge back. Jab, cross, jab, hook, and pull it back. So make sure for that jab, into the hook, we're not coming all the way back here and winding up for that hook. We're coming right back to our guard, maybe not even all the way, and coming right through. So we're really using those abs to switch through. Keep it up. I'll turn to the side for you. Keep up that breathing. Oops. Really using those lower abs and our hips, our obliques, to push our punches through. We might not even fully commit to that jab because we know that hook's coming. Keep it up. There we go. Now I can see my timer. 10 seconds. All right. We're going to take this. We're going to add on one more quick thing, and we'll do that for just a little bit. So this time we're lunging in. Jab, cross, jab, hook, and then we're going to come around with a round knee off the Yeah, we'll do it off the front. So I round out a knee off the front. So rather than coming straight up into our opponent, after that hook, we're grabbing them by the shoulders, or maybe they slipped into our guard and we're grappling now. We're just gonna come right up into their knees, crunching our obliques like we would with a roundhouse kick. So bringing that knee right up. And then we'll shuffle back and switch. So same thing, knee off the front, and then we switch every time. Lunge, jab, cross, jab, hook, grab, round knee. So I'm turning my side into it as well, crunching the obliques. We don't do this a whole lot in kickboxing, but it's a great knee. And realistically, you could be somewhere in between a front knee and a roundhouse knee when you're kneeing somebody, especially when they're right on top of you. But it's good practice for our obliques. And we're just gonna do a couple more of these. Lunge, jab, cross, jab, hook, grab, knee. Lunge it back. Lunge it back. Two more each side. And I think that was two more on each side. I lost track. So, all right. Breathing through the nose, out through the mouth. And when you're ready, we're gonna come down. Let's do some brave eagle push-ups. So fingertips pointing out to the sides. Let's do 10 here. When you're ready, up for some zombies. I know I keep assigning these, even though I hate them too. Sometimes we have to do things we hate to get a good workout. All right, nice tight core. Remember, we're not sitting on our heels, but we're keeping a nice straight line from our knees to the top of our head. Doesn't matter if you can't go very far back. I find that the wider your knee stance is, the easier these are. 10 of these. I like to exhale going down and inhale coming up. Unless I'm talking. Then I just breathe when I can. Keep those glutes squeezed as well. Ooh. Keep it up. Couple more. Okay. And let's come back up. I don't know why I do this with my fingers when I'm doing it, like it's all witchy. I don't know, it distracts me from the pain in my legs. Let's come back up, left leg forward, right leg back. And again, we're gonna start with something a little simpler, and we're gonna just add on some sandwiches at the front end, if that makes sense. So, left leg forward, right leg back. We're gonna roundhouse kick off the back fist, hook, uppercut. Nice and simple. We'll shuffle it back this time. So remember that shuffle, front foot comes in, we step back out. So, off the back fist, hook, uppercut. Feel free to play with your targeting on your uppercut. It could come up to the gut, thinking about coming up under the ribs, or it could come up under the chin, knocking their head back. Kick off the back, make sure we point our guard, hook, or sorry, back fist, hook, uppercut. Shuffle it back, keep it up. Kick off the back, I'm pointing my guard towards my opponent, back fist, hook, uppercut. If you don't get the back fist right away off that kick, that's fine, just add it in there. So what you might do then is come through, maybe you land a little bit, and then you kind of wind up through, and our hook follows. So that's kind of a 1 and 2 motion, or count rather. Kick, pivoting, crunching with the obliques, back fist, hook, uppercut. Make sure you're fully landed for that hook to come all the way through. Notice my back heel turns out a lot for that hook. We're really following through. Keep it up. Couple more. One more. All right. Let's do just a couple more there, but we're gonna add a front knee onto it. So we'll do 5 more on each side, and this time we're just gonna do a front knee. It could be a knee into their body, or it could just be a fake. Maybe we're gonna pick up, oh, we're gonna kick it. Surprise, no we're not. We're gonna kick off the back, and same hand strikes. So that's 10 altogether, 5 on each side. Whoops, forgetting my own combo. Knee, kick, back fist hook, uppercut. So remember that knee might not be for power, it might be that we're just trying to fake them out. Turn this side for you. But we always want to keep that guard up. Keep it going. Try not to take too many pauses. Here's our little resting period. All right. Once you're done, let's grab a drink. Take a couple deep breaths. All right. We're going to just do a couple more things that we have time for. So let's do some squat kicks. We're going to do these for a minute. So it's going to be squat back kicks, and then we're going to add on some chain kicking off the front. So nice wide stance for that squat. Make sure if your knees are coming over, they're tracking towards your second toe and not coming over, buckling on through the inside here. And some people might want to get a little wider and toes a little bit splayed out. Squat and back kick for a time. Make sure you're not dropping straight down. This is not a squat. We want to sit back. And I know sometimes people get confused because we say we want to keep our chest up, but that doesn't mean that we're keeping it all the way up here and staying totally upright, right? Make sure you look behind you on these kicks. All right, and here we're going to add on a front kick. If you really don't want to, you don't have to. You can just do the back kick, but we're going to keep doing chin kicking. So back to the front. Remember, we're chambering, we're stomping with the heel. Now we're kicking with the ball of the foot at the front. If you need to, touch down in between. Don't forget that breathing. Those hissing exhales can be really helpful. One more. All right. We're going to do a little bit of chain kicking also. So we're going to keep that up. We're just going to do real quick. We're going to do a front kick, a back kick, and a roundhouse kick. Let's land it forward, and then we'll shuffle back for a time. So that's switching every time. Now, if you've never done this before, feel free to touch down if you feel like you're wobbling. Sometimes I have to, and I've been doing this a while. Soft knees. Front kick, back kick, roundhouse kick. The tricky part here is that we're kicking with the ball, we're kicking with the heel, and now we're kicking with the shoelaces. So we really have to change our foot position every single time we kick. And if you need to touch down, that's totally fine. This is not something you're going to do in a fighting situation, in a self-defense situation. This is not practical. This is just for us. Woo! And sometimes you lose your balance, and that's fine. Land up forward, shuffle back. All right, and in these last 10 seconds-ish, we're going to add on a side thrust kick. So now that's gonna look like front kick, back kick, round, touchdown if you need to, side kick. And clearly, I'm wobbling a little bit today, so it's okay to touch down if you need to. If you don't need to, just keep going through. And that side kick. I find that my balance is always better after this than during it, but that's okay. Because we'll touch down if we need to, make our kick nice and strong. A couple more. And I would rather touch down to have a nice strong side thrust kick than wobble around if I don't need to. A couple more. All right. Okay, let's do one more quick combination. Oh no, we haven't done any thrust punches. Well, let's do a minute of those then. We might as well. Getting all of our strikes in today. Left leg forward, right leg back. Our thrust punch is the same as our front two knuckle. We're still hitting with those front two knuckles, but we're turning it to the side, probably hitting the body here. So let's just do a short amount of those. Notice it's kind of like a shimmying motion. This is a really good way to feel your hips. If you're just doing this or this, that's not using your hips. We want to push our hips through. You can think of those like Rock'em Sock'em toys, if you guys remember those, if you're as old as I am. And let's switch sides. So right leg forward, left leg back. Nice and low. Just for the exercise and the practice for thrust punches. These are a great shot to the body. Almost done. Nice low stance here, keep breathing. 2, 1. Grab a super quick drink, or just a couple deep breaths if you need it. You're kind of starting to feel that hip engagement and those back muscles in your punches. So let's do one more combination before we call it quits. So let's get into our nice strong fighting stance, and we're gonna do that same set we were doing before, jab, cross, hook. We're gonna add some movement into it. So we're gonna do jab, cross, hook. We're going to shuffle to the 45, just like we did a few classes ago, I think. So remember, we're just bringing that foot to the other foot, but we're turning it now, stepping that left foot out. So same leg stays forward. So we'll do jab, cross, hook, shuffle to the side, hook, hook low, cross high. And then let's just shuffle back and switch. 3 times if you want the extra cardio. So from the other side, that's jab, cross, hook, shuffle to the 45, hook, hook low, cross to the nose, shuffle it back, switch. Jab, cross, hook, shuffle to the side, hook low, cross to the nose. Shuffle it back, switch 3 times or 1 time. Jab, cross, hook, shuffle to the side, hook low, cross. Make sure on all of these strikes, these are all strikes where our palms face the ground. Jab, cross faces the ground, our hook, our palm roughly faces the ground. No matter where we're at, it might turn a little bit out for the head. Jab, cross, hook to the face, all to the face, shuffle to the side, hook low, cross to the nose. Switch. Jab, cross, hook all to the face, hook to the ribs, cross to the nose. This is actually a combination that I saw Mike Tyson doing. Mike Tyson is training again, if you guys haven't seen, and this is something he was doing, and I thought it looked fun. So you can feel super cool and be like, wow, I'm doing combinations that Mike Tyson does. Maybe not as fast, I'm sure not as fast, but it's still cool. And still a great workout, and punches that make a lot of sense. Because we're changing up our targets, to move our opponent's guard around, to kind of surprise them. Let's do 3 more on each side. Keep it up. One more on each side. All right. Shake out our arms. We're going to take a big deep breath. We're going to finish off with the ab series because I feel like that's very me. Very much my class style is doing the ab series. So, when you're ready, deep breath in, deep breath out. One more time. If you know it, you can get started. Tabletops right now. Holding one leg, breathing in for 2, out for 2. Remember, you can rest your head on the ground if you like, or if you want to challenge, bring your shoulder blades up, off the ground. Try not to crunch and look at your legs though, not for this exercise at least. That's why we crunch our shoulder blades up, because it helps us get that curve and engage our abs. 2, 1, one leg up, one pulse at the bottom. Don't forget that pulse at the bottom, that's really gonna work your lower abs. So that shoulder blades, bringing those shoulder blades up helps us get that crunch in the abs that we want, really driving that belly button down. Try to think about sucking in while you're doing abs. And that's really gonna help you engage them. 5 seconds. And then we'll be up in a V and coming down to a 45. Right now, hands behind your head, down to a 45. As straight as you can get your legs. If you can't, that's fine. Slow and steady wins the race on this one, guys. If we go fast, we'll probably be using momentum and taking work away from our abs. Sucking in, driving that belly button down towards the ground. Flexing the feet. 5 seconds. And we'll go into crunchy frogs. 2, 1, crunchy frogs. Clapping over your hands, using your hands on the ground if you need a break. Or if you want to challenge, clapping under your hands engages your lower abs more. Again, try not to crunch our neck. It's a really good, a really easy way to overwork your neck is doing abs where you're crunching your neck up. Oh, we only got one more. And bicycles, the last 30 seconds. This is the last 30 seconds of class, guys. Try to keep it up. You've got it. Keep breathing. If you need a break, you can hold it. Extend, hold it. Or you can take a little breather and jump back in when you're ready. 10 seconds, guys. You got it. 2, 1. Full body stretch. I hear my cameraman collapsing in the background. This is an ab scorcher, guys. Hopefully your abs feel nice and toasty now. Inhaling, stretching. Exhaling and letting our weight sink into the ground. Let's come up and do some stretches. Ooh, my ponytail's sticking to me. All right. Let's stay nice and tall so we can catch our breath. Do a little Tai Chi breathing real quick, splashing the water on our face, breathing in. Exhaling as we push 2 trees apart. One more time. Some chest openers. If you're interested in learning more Tai Chi, you might really be interested in the Shaolin program. We also do more grappling there. We do forms. You'll learn a lot more strikes. So I believe we did every strike that we teach in our kickboxing style here today. Helicopters. I don't think I missed any, did I? We didn't do any elbows. Ah, dang it. Well, you guys have done elbows in my classes before. I knew I was forgetting something. How did I forget elbows? If you're really interested in doing some elbows, we did a lot on Friday. So go check that out on the Flores Facebook page. Dang, I'm really mad about that. It's hard to fit all the strikes into a 30-minute class. We don't necessarily do all the strikes in our class. Reaching across if you can, other side. Inhaling up, exhaling over. Well, every kickboxing strike except for elbows, I guess. But if you're interested in learning more about that, why we use elbows close and knees close, and why we use punches and kicks for more far away, we'll cover all that in Kickboxing Fundamentals. So again, really worth checking out. And if you're interested in learning more strikes, Shaolin is definitely the way to go. Also, if you're interested in cool takedowns and grapples, let's come down to the ground and let's do that nice leg stretch that we've done before. One leg forward. Tucking the hips. You should feel that through here. I know I do. Sitting back on that leg. So again, this is the last of the, at least of my free classes. I'm not sure if there will be one tomorrow, but if there's not, then that's the last of it for right now. So if you're interested in taking more classes, please, please, please do check us out on our Facebook page and our web page. And let's do a pigeon stretch here as well. Flexing that foot, and if you want a deeper stretch, keeping your calf parallel to your hips, making sure you're slightly tucking just a little bit. Don't let that lower back collapse. Or leaning forward if you need to, just a little bit. All right, other side. I'll do this one from the front. Breathing into the nose, out through the mouth. And let's rock it back. Don't forget, you can always turn and do that Tfl stretch if you like. I know some people don't feel it, but it might take a little bit of playing around. If you do, it's a really good stretch to do. And if you have a foam roller, it's a really good spot to roll out. Doesn't feel good, but it's good for your legs. Breathing, and let's turn that into a pigeon stretch. Don't forget, you can always do sleeping pigeon here if that gets a better stretch for you, and that looks like this. One leg over, flexing that foot, pulling that knee close to your chest. I'm gonna finish up doing this one instead. All right, and let's do one big deep breath as a virtual class. Inhaling up and swan diving down. At the bottom here, let's shake out our arms, roll out our shoulders. And when you're ready, we're gonna nod our head, yes, in a nice big movement. We'll shake our head, no, in a nice big movement. And breathing in and in, coming up one vertebra at a time, filling our lungs, full body stretch. Pardon my armpit holes. And release. Awesome work today, you guys. If you have comments, questions, concerns, friends, please leave us a comment on this video or on the Valari's Facebook page, and don't forget to check out our programming coming up. Thanks, guys.